Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how to find the roots of a polynomial like this. And we're going to use a technique where we list the possible rational roots, and I'll just abbreviate that. Possible rational roots is PRR here. And the way we do that is we're going to list all the factors of the constant over all the factors of the leading coefficient. So all the factors of the constant, 10 or negative 10, okay, that'll be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 5, and plus or minus 10. And the factors of the leading coefficient are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. So we can simplify that a little bit and give ourselves a shorter list. So 1 over 1 is 1, 1 over 2 is 1/2, and it's plus or minus for all of these. And 2 over 2, we've got 2 over 1 is plus or minus 2. Then we have plus or minus 5, plus or minus 5/2, and plus or minus 10. And then 10 over 2 we already have with 5. So we have a list of possible rational roots of this polynomial. And we can use synthetic division. To find candidates for synthetic division, we'll graph the polynomial on a calculator. And I've already entered the polynomial to be graphed. And then we graph that. And it looks like a convenient number to test in synthetic division might be 5/2. So to verify that, I'm going to calculate the value where when x equals 5/2 or 2.5, enter, and yes, I get y equals 0. So I know that's going to be a 0, so that's going to be my choice for synthetic division. So 5/2, and then I'm going to put my coefficients here. I've got 2, 5, negative 21, negative 10. All right, I bring down that first number, so that's 2, 5/2. Times 2 gives me 5. 5 plus 5, 10. 5/2 times 10 gives me 25, because 5 times 10 is 50 divided by 2 gives me 25. So negative 21 plus 25 gives me positive 4. And then 4 times 5/2, well, I'll just do that over here. All right, 2 goes into itself once, into 4 2 times, so that's positive 10. So negative 10 and positive 10 give me a 0 remainder. So that means that these coefficients here can be written in the next factor down, which is the quadratic. So that'll be 2x squared plus 10x plus 4. And I want to solve that quadratic. The first thing I want to do is factor out a 2 from everything. So I get x squared plus 5x plus 2. And I'm going to need to use the quadratic formula now. So a equals 1, b equals 5, and c equals 2 from the coefficients and the constant here. So recall that the quadratic formula, of course, is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So for this quadratic, I've got x equals negative b, so that's negative 5, plus or minus the square root of 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 all over 2 times 1. And that simplifies to negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 8 over 2, which simplifies to negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 17 over 2. And so I've got 3 roots for my answers. I've got 5/2, I've got negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 17 over 2, because of course this is 2 roots, this is 1 root, and that's great because I have a 3rd degree equation. And so this is my final answer.